Agents of Mock reporting in. Welcome back to MOCday. We're back here on the channel. If you guys are new, this is a live stream that I've put together for this channel where we come on and show some stuff. We share our creations, your creations, and everybody else's. It's an open panel. Anybody that wants to come on and show something that they're working on, something that they built in the past, whatever you want, as long as it's an original creation, we're here for you. And if you just want to hang out too, that's awesome too. But we do have somebody special here on MOCday. This gentleman was kind enough to come on and hang out with us, talk a little bit about what he does. It's something that we have been using quite frequently on MOCday. So he was kind enough to come on. Let's join. Add him into the stream. What's up, Alex, the founder of Tips and Bricks?
Hi, Troy. I'm doing really well. How are you?
I'm pretty good.
Good.
So yeah, happy to have you on. I'm really glad you took the time. I know it's midnight over there in the UK.
Yes, it is, but no, more than happy to come on and chat with you. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's great to meet you. So yeah, Tips and Bricks. I don't know if you've seen the show or not, but we try to do a segmented show. Recently, it's kind of just been doing whatever, but we do a technique of the week, and I pull up your website, tipsandbricks.co.uk, almost every time. It's a great resource, to learn techniques to improve your builds. So I was hoping you would talk a little bit about that, or maybe a little bit about yourself and your Lego journey. Maybe not too much, but maybe just like a little bit of an overview.
Sure. Yeah, no, I have watched your stream before. It was actually Brickanista who kind of directed me your way. I was on a stream with her. And yeah, she just mentioned that you guys looked at our website and was really honored and checked it out. So yeah, it's a real pleasure to be here. So yeah, my name's Alex. I set up Tips and Bricks. It's coming up to about 5 years ago now, so been running it for a long time. It starts off, I just wanted to improve as a builder, and I thought I tried a few different methods. I actually started a YouTube channel to start with, and that didn't really take off. And then I thought about doing a blog, so I started out on Facebook, kind of just posting, and I set the challenge of posting daily, kind of techniques, tips to improve as a builder. And I thought others might be interested as well. And just over the years, it kind of gained traction. I think we kind of, in our first year on Facebook, gained maybe like 2,000 followers. It was a bit slow to start with. But then it really boomed when we actually went onto Instagram. That was like a year or two in. And we're currently sitting at 100,000 followers on Instagram. And I have a team of 14 people that support me with the blog. We're also recognized by Lego themselves. So yeah, I'm just kind of amazed by how much it's grown. My kind of own relationship with Lego is, I build when I can. Definitely the blog takes a lot of time, maybe more time than I want. So that I can't do too much building, but I build where I can. And then more personally, I'm a student, so I'm 20 years old. I'm studying product design. I used to want to become a Lego designer. I've kind of changed a little bit now and want to go into kind of business, project management, but my dream would still be to work for Lego one day. So yeah, it's a bit about me, a bit about the blog.
That's awesome. You pretty much almost covered all of my questions in that one statement. But yeah, maybe we can get a little bit deeper into some of those things. But first, like, what really inspired you to start Tips and Bricks? And who's responsible mainly for, if I may, I don't know if I'm getting a little bit too deep on these questions, so stop me if I am. But who's responsible for running the website, and do you have any experience with web design and the graphics? Like, that's one thing that I was really drawn to, was like how well the layout of the images with the graphics and the descriptions and all that stuff, like how well it was laid out. Who's responsible for all that great stuff?
Sure. So yeah, just to start with the question you asked first about kind of what was the inspiration behind it. Like I said, it was I wanted to become a better builder, but obviously, 5 years ago there were quite a few other blogs out there. There was like the Brothers Brick, there was Brick Set. There were a lot of Lego blogs out there. But take Brothers Brick for example. They're a really great blog. I love what they do, but they only share kind of the mocks, the builds, and they sometimes talk about the techniques, but they never kind of break them down. And I would always kind of find myself looking at those sites and thinking, oh, but I don't know how to take my creations from just stacking some bricks to these creations that they're featuring. So how do they do that? And I've got quite an analytical mind, and I was like, okay, I want to break down. I want to see what those behind the scene techniques. And I'm also got quite a logical brain, so what kind of fundamental techniques can I learn? And it's things like studs not on top, using jumper plates to offset your brick. Like it's just little things like that I found weren't kind of documented, and that's what I wanted to do with Tips and Bricks. And through those daily posts, I started talking about those things, and other people really kind of attached themselves to those and found value in it as well. So there's the answer to your first question. Second one, in terms of the website, I think we've had the website for maybe 3 or 4 years now. It was just something that was kind of requested because, like I said, we started on Facebook, but it was requested that we have all of our posts in one place that were really easy to access. So we start a website, use actually Wix, which is a website builder. So it's really easy to do because I don't have too much experience with websites. I can do like very limited coding that I learned at school, but nowhere near enough to like just code a website. So yeah, use Wix, which is a website builder for the first. I mean, we still use it now, but really kind of the turning point in terms of graphics. The turning point was about 2 years ago when I expanded the team beyond myself. Initially brought on 6 individuals from kind of all over the world, but specifically one guy called John who is in the UK with me. He's a graphic designer by profession, and he was able to help us do like a complete rehaul of our graphics. So we had things like we had a Tips and Bricks logo, but I made it in Microsoft PowerPoint. It wasn't the best. It looks a bit tacky. Things didn't really line up. So he kind of took that, made it in Photoshop, Adobe Photoshop, made it so much cleaner. He just helped us redesign our whole layout. Like we still kind of kept to the core thing because what I wanted to do, and this was a kind of another unique thing, as well as breaking down those techniques, I wanted to make it really visual and have actual kind of infographics and have arrows and parts jumping out to make it more visual, because I'm much more of a visual learner than kind of reading, and a lot of kind of Lego blogs just focus on the kind of article side of things and the text. So that was my focus really. I wanted to make it very visual, and just over time I think as I've got more experience making those posts and also brought on other team members to give me feedback and professional graphic designers, I think we've definitely been able to kind of enhance the presentation and hopefully make it nicer for you guys viewing it. And also we've got things like templates that we use just to speed up the process on our side, because it used to take me so long to make posts, and now it's fairly simple just to kind of bring up a template and use that. But we still do actually use Microsoft PowerPoint for all of our posts, so it's nothing fancy. It's literally just having good templates, having good graphics, and yeah, that's what we do.
That's cool. Yeah, you bring up a good point about it being approachable. Like that was one of the things that I really liked about it, was like it's to the point, very easy to digest and get what you need out of it. And yeah, So you guys started on Facebook, correct? And then you guys started moving to other social media platforms, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the website thing is probably something that is required to be an AFOL recognized group, right?
Yeah, it is actually. But I mean, even I would say, our website, we're actually working on a kind of rehaul of the website because we want to enhance it in some ways. We haven't rolled that out yet, but hopefully sometime this year. But I'd say our website probably isn't our main thing. I'd say Instagram is. Like I said, we've got a high follow account, and I think, like you said, it's kind of really easy to just view our content and take it in, and especially because we do daily posts, it's just like your little quick daily fix of Lego techniques. And I think that's what works really well on Instagram, and it's allowed us to, grow massively in the kind of years we've been on the platform, is because just Instagram is a very visual platform. So all of our posts, can do pretty well. Whereas a lot of the other blogs, they will kind of just post, oh, we've got a new article out, go check it out. Whereas you can get basically everything you need on Instagram or Facebook or website, wherever you want to consume the content, you can get it all there really. So I think that's been another factor that's kind of helped us grow. It's another kind of unique point. And yeah, it's why I love what we do.
Well, since we're talking about it, let's bring it up here. I don't want to put you too much on the spot.
No, of course.
But yeah, recognized Lego online community. That's what I was talking about.
Yes.
So that's really cool. Another thing that I think that makes you kind of stand out from the rest is this current weekly schedule that you have. So Mondays you've got mock of the week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday you got techniques, Friday you have favorite brick Friday. I just thought that was a really cool thing, and you know, it makes you guys unique and stand out from everybody else. And also you have themed, like monthly themes that you guys do too, right?
Yeah, occasionally. I'm a massive Star Wars fan. We have quite a few people in the team who are Star Wars fans. So whenever May comes around, we're always like, oh, we've got to do some Star Wars posts. So we sometimes do like a Star Wars week. We did like a Lunar New Year week as well, because we really love that theme as well. You know, the sets from that theme are just incredible.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, wherever we can, we kind of we can, you know, really, especially the format of our posts is so creative. You can do so much with it. So we try and just take advantage of those kind of weeks when they come around.
Yeah, it's great. It's just like no holds barred here, really. I mean, you guys cover almost practically anything and everything in the Lego community. So, okay, this brings me to one of my questions. Where do you guys typically source the content? Like, what social media platforms do you guys frequent most often to get content for Tips and Bricks?
Yeah, really good question. So kind of the way that I do it, and you know, like I said, we've got lots of team members on the team, they do it different ways, but my preference is actually Flickr. Have you heard of Flickr? Do you know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's mostly kind of like a photography platform, but there's actually a really big Lego community on there. Loads of people that have been on there since like early 2000s. So there's so much content on there, and I think I discovered it, you know, when I was just kind of in the early stage of the blog, found so many people on there, and what I do is just follow about 500 different accounts, and I'm following more people every single month. And then what I'll do is just use the Flickr feed, so it just shows the most recent posts, and basically I'll just check that like once a week or once every 2 weeks, and any posts I think could be builds that I think could be potential posts, I'll open up in new tabs and then save them to a folder. And then basically as a team, we have one massive folder where we have, this could be a good post for like a mock of the week. This has a really amazing, you know, rock technique. Let's do a technique post on this. Or this has a little bit of an interesting, you know, water technique, but it's not quite enough for its own post. So let's find some other water techniques we can combine it with to make its own post. So Flickr is the main one I use. Also Instagram, again, kind of, I'll, you know, follow a bunch of creators on there. And then just as I'm scrolling on the feed, I'll just save them to a folder, and then I'll transfer them to our team folder, which is on, we use Google Docs. So that's for me. I think a lot of the team do the same, really. We also do have, some people submit their own ideas and submit their own builds, and we always encourage that. It's always great when people do share that with us. But yeah, that's the main method, really. A lot of the time we can kind of work out the techniques from the pictures, but sometimes we'll go one step further and we'll message that builder and say, well, we really love this, but would you be able to take some behind the scenes pictures just to go that one step further? But yeah, for that initial kind of actually finding the post, finding the content, it's usually Flickr, Instagram. Sometimes just Google as well, though. Like if I'm really, really stuck and I can't find anything, I will just Google rock techniques, sometimes filter by like the most recent, so I can see which ones have been uploaded recently.
Yeah, sometimes you get lucky doing a Google search.
Yes,
I found a couple things actually that way for this show, actually specifically, which was kind of funny that I hadn't seen anywhere else. It might have been on Flickr, I'm sure, but sometimes you can find stuff. There
are lots of sites like Pinterest as well, which Pinterest, like Google links to Pinterest all the time, so Google is definitely your best friend. Yeah,
Pinterest I've definitely found stuff on. It's kind of funny that you had. So yeah, you pretty much answered a couple of my other questions that I had right there in that one thing. Okay. Yeah. So you said that you do ask the builder to break the build down sometimes for content. Yeah. Okay. So you did answer that. Okay. So you said Star Wars was one of your themes that you used to build in, correct?
Yes.
Or that you still do? So
yes.
Would you consider yourself an active builder or?
It's difficult. I mean, I try and build one at a time. As a student, I just really do struggle to find time. I want to have a social life. I also want to maintain a blog. I build occasionally. I'm lucky. I've got I built up like a fairly decent collection. And I think for my first kind of few years, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna wait till I've got a big part selection. Like I thought that was my blocker, but now I think it's kind of other things, and I think the Lego community is so vast. There's so many people doing so many amazing things. It's kind of finding your own niche within that. And I think I've been doing tips and bricks for 5 years, and I've only just kind of realized my niche. And I think it is kind of taking my favorite themes, which are Star Wars and Marvel, and making scenes using minifigures, because minifigures are also I just love the design of minifigures. So being able to I love collecting minifigures, making kind of purist customs of minifigures of characters that have been released, and then kind of making mocks that kind of show those off to to their full just how awesome they are. So yeah, just things like that really. So I don't do as much building as I want to, but I quite like kind of doing a small vignettes or kind of display stands for minifigures that are just not your typical ones. Like I've made the end game battle, and they all kind of assemble up, and then some kind of fight scenes and things like that. So kind of limiting. Like I said, I think it's just been kind of finding what I want to build within the community, because there's so many people doing amazing things. It's kind of finding what you like to do and not feeling overwhelmed by others.
I completely agree with that. Yeah, sometimes it's really hard to come up with something that someone hasn't already done yet, and probably would have done better. It can be really difficult. But having said that, here on this show, we encourage people to show a mock. Do you have anything, even if it's something super small around you that you want to show?
I do actually, and it's actually a perfect example of what I was just talking about.
All right.
So I think this will. Let's see if I can position it correctly. This is. Have you seen the Disney Plus show Moon Knight?
Yeah. You could say I have.
Yeah. So this is a scene from kind of midway in the series where they're exploring Egypt. So we've got the main kind of characters, Mark and Layla. They're kind of walking through the streets of Egypt, and then we've got their kind of superhero alter egos at the top there. So this is basically like a draft I've done for the scene. Like it's not already finished. It's kind of just testing out some kind of things, like got the kind of market stalls here at the back, got some kind of details here like a crate. So this is kind of like a first draft I've done. I'm not really happy with it. I want to change the border, I want to change some elements, but it's just something I threw together at the weekend in about 2 hours. So took me a fair while, but just kind of a little work in progress.
Dude, the purist minifigures are awesome. I love that.
Thanks.
Sometimes that can be really difficult to get those to look good, and I think you nailed it, man.
Well, thank you.
With what you got, you nailed it. Like I could easily tell that was Moon Knight. We got let's check in the chat here, because we actually have a couple of my friends here that are super into that show too. We got Larry. Larry might be popping in a little bit later. He might be showing something. Like I said, this is an open panel for anyone to come on and show off some stuff. So he might be popping on. We got Zizu. How you doing, Zizu? And we also got Tina. Tina Bricks is here. Thanks for joining us on MOCday. And we got Jesse. Jesse's here. He's saying share steel. I mean, inspired. So Jesse's actually done some Moon Knight stuff too. He loves doing vignettes for stuff like that. So you guys would probably hit it off pretty well. So yeah, I appreciate you showing that. I was hoping you'd have at least something to show off real quick.
Yeah, I was thinking. I mean, I didn't build it for this, but I was like, I'm just gonna put it next to me in case he asks, just in case.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna ask somebody to show a mock on MOCday. That's for sure. So yeah, let's see. What other questions could I get you for? Oh yeah, so if you were an active builder, say, and you didn't have this crazy, social media presence, what would you want to build? What large scale thing would you want to build?
Oh, that's a very good question. Yeah, I don't know. I think probably something Star Wars. I've had
Yeah.
some Star Wars mock plans for a while, because I'm only 20, so I kind of grew up with the sequel trilogy, or just when those were hitting theaters, it was so exciting to see those. So I've got quite a big collection of those kind of figures and a lot of those sets. So potentially like a kind of like a forest. A forest mock with lots of resistance troopers fighting First Order, and then having like the Knights of Ren. Them
So
kind of
Agent Kloss, you'd want to build Agent
Yes,
Kloss.
exactly. Yeah,
sweet.
because I think that's just such a beautiful planet. So maybe one day, like I've been building up my kind of greenery part selection. You just find at the time, like I just find it quite intimidating, honestly, to be like I even kind of sat down with like two 48 by 48 base plates, and I started mapping out, and it's just I'm quite a slow builder, so that's why for me something like vignettes, focusing on minifigures and focusing on the small details, more work for me. So I think even in the future when I have time, I probably lean towards those rather than the large scale mocks. But it's definitely something I want to try out in the future. Who knows when that will be? Probably when I finish school in a few years' time and have settled down a bit more. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I'm sure you're really busy with school. Yeah, you got to focus on that. Absolutely. So we were earlier, before we went live, we were talking about conventions and certain conventions that we were wanting to go to, and you mentioned Chicago, that as one convention that you were really wanting to come to in the States, right?
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Definitely, yeah, because I've been to some in the UK. There weren't that many before the pandemic. There were maybe like 3. Maybe I'm probably underestimating that, but at least I wasn't aware of that many before the pandemic. But after the pandemic, like there's been this one company that's set up like loads in quite a lot of different kind of towns and cities. So I think I've been to maybe like 5 conventions here in the UK in the past kind of year, and those have been really good. The only thing I find is they're very kind of they're basically public days. And I think some of the US ones, and there's actually one in Denmark that I'm going to in September, which is more kind of adult focused. You just have just loads of adult fans, and it's not just the public. And I think I'll probably prefer those, because what I really love about the community is just talking to other fans, other adult fans, and all the kind of conventions I just find it's nice to talk to the public about it, but I prefer talking to adults that kind of just get it a bit more. So definitely Brickworld Chicago, I really look forward to going to. But yeah, then the one, like I said, in Denmark in September is like one of the main ones, because obviously Denmark's the home of the bricks. So I'm really looking forward to going to that. And I know a lot of people who are going as well. Even people from Tips and Bricks team who I've worked with, they live in the US, and I've never met them in person. So it'll be really, really nice to meet them in person. I'm really looking forward to it.
That's cool. Yeah, it's a different experience when you get to meet the people that you've been talking to remotely, and then you get to actually hang out with them in person. It's pretty unreal. It can be quite unreal. So you said, I thought there was more conventions in the UK than just like 5 you said?
Yeah, well, like I said, I might be kind of underestimating it, because I didn't really go before I was like 18, and then obviously the pandemic happened. So so I think that there's a fair few dotted around the country, but I don't think anywhere near really as many as you have in the US.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
A fair few, and they're kind of more, they're on a larger scale in the US as well. But I think now here in the UK, we're kind of ramping up, and it is almost like when the pandemic happened, everyone. I think a lot of people got into Lego, so I think it's kind of boomed, and I think they're definitely on the rise here, which is really good to see.
So if I were to make a trip to the UK, which one would you recommend me going to? Would be that Schaumburg, or is that how you say it? I think that's the one.
It was Scarebeck is in Denmark.
Scarebeck, yeah, that's what it was. Scarebeck.
Yeah. That is definitely a really good one to go to, and it's not. I think it's like an hour flight from me. to get to Denmark from the UK. So not too not too far away. But
That's not
if
bad.
I was recommending a UK one, I mean, London is like the go-to one, and like I don't think there was one in London before the pandemic, or at least there wasn't like a big one, but one has now been set up, and that was really good. It was hard for me as a display to get into it, and I did find it was very busy. So actually, my best experience was actually at one in Birmingham, which is kind of more up north of kind of London. And it was actually one that was raising money for a local children's hospital. So it was a really good cause for starters, and it was a really nice kind of level of. It wasn't too busy, but it was like a good level of busy, and it was a good amount of people that came throughout the day. So the one in London, like there was a huge rush in the morning, and then it got to the afternoon, and there weren't that many people at all, but we had to keep displaying. Whereas one in Birmingham was a really nice kind of like variety of people coming at different times. And just overall, it was a really good experience. So probably London, like for you, if you had to come to one, it's probably the easiest one to go to. But I'd say, Birmingham was my favorite experience.
Birmingham, okay. And I should have updated my convention schedule with the UK. That's gonna have to be something that I work on. So at the end of my stream, I do a convention schedule for people.
Oh, awesome!
Like it's like somebody's probably gonna steal my idea and put it on a website. But I have it here on the live stream at the end. So I've only got the United States right now, so I was gonna say
you need to expand that. So are those ones that you want to go to, or is it just ones to kind of make them aware for the public?
Just for people like anywhere in the States that want to go to convention, like the closest one or if they want to travel the one, I just put them all on there. I put Brick Universe, Brick Fair, Brick Con. I put them all on there, just so there's an all-inclusive place to see what shows are coming up for people to go to. So, but I need to do the rest of the world, and that is in the plans to do the whole world as the Lego convention schedule. So, let's see. That's really all I've got right now. Is there anything else that you want to promote before we just like hang out for a bit?
I guess there's two other things we can talk about. I know we've kind of touched a little bit on the recognized, the recognition from Lego themselves, but we could talk about that a bit as well. So that's through the Lego Ambassador Network, where the Lego Group officially recognise. I think it's around kind of 30 fan media and about 300 kind of user groups. So it's quite substantial, from all across the world. And specifically from a kind of fan media perspective, we get sent kind of free sets, and sometimes, their products haven't been released yet. So that's pretty cool to do. But what we try and do with those, because, we're really geared towards the custom building, is we try and look at those sets from the perspective of a custom builder. So we take a look at the part selection, whether there are any interesting parts or any new parts that you can incorporate into your builds. And then, we kind of really deep dive on the techniques, especially things like kind of technique mechanisms or just any kind of new techniques. Like I built the R2d2 set, and that was just, that was just full of techniques. So sometimes, learning, those set designers at Lego are just masters of techniques. I mean, they're sometimes limited by what they can do, because obviously they've got to make sets that are playable, but they're just really good examples of great techniques. So we really enjoy reviewing those builds. And we get a few other things, like we've actually got, and combined with the Scareback fan convention, which is happening in September, there's also a fan media days, which are kind of 2 days where you can interview designers, Lego designers, which is really cool. So that's happening in September. We're really looking forward to doing that. So a kind of few benefits from it, and obviously user groups have different benefits. They can get kind of like bulk bricks for cheap prices, which isn't a secret. You just can't talk about the prices you get the bricks for, and just other kind of benefits as well. But overall, it's been a really positive experience being part of the LAN. They don't kind of say you have to review their sets favorably. You can, and we actually have given, I'm not sure if you've seen this review, but we've given a set 0 out of 100 because we have a rating score. Have you not seen that review?
I have not seen it, no.
The reason why we did it was actually the camper van. So I think if you search on the website camper van, you should be able to find it. Maybe you could bring it up.
Yeah, let's look it up real quick.
But the reason we gave it 0 is we sent it to one of our contributors, Barbara, in the US, and she's been a builder for over 20 years, so she knows her Lego bricks. So yeah, if you just use the search next to the login and search for camper van, you should be able to find it. Let's just see if we can bring it up. I think right, yeah, it should be that one. Yeah. And
it's the nude camper van.
Yes. So as you can see.
Oh yeah, no, I did see this. I did
0
see this.
out of 100, and the reason was like I said, she's been building for 20 years. She knows her bricks. She built this, and it was the most fragile build she's ever built. And that's not just the techniques; the actual parts were like not clutching together at all. Like it was really weird. It was mostly the white bricks. They just like the whole back of the build just didn't hold together at all. So we were like, how can we review this build? And we rate all sets on kind of 5 factors. They're usually kind of techniques, accuracy, part selection, all that kind of thing. It's like, how can we look at those things if the set's just gonna fall apart? So
yeah,
it was crazy. It was crazy. Like there were some good things to it. Like it had some good parts. It had some good stickers. But yeah, it had its problems. But that just goes to show, we didn't have. I mean, the first thing we did was we reported that to Lego. We actually made a post to the kind of ambassador network and said, there are some pretty significant issues here. Can you respond? Can you give us an official statement? Because we did actually have some of our followers who'd reported this as well. Like, I don't think it's a common issue. I think it's probably a problem with a factory. So maybe, it's probably one batch. Probably you're talking like 0.5% of sets in America, so not much, but it's still a quality control issue. And, you expect a lot when you buy a Lego set. So yeah, we kind of reported it, but they unfortunately didn't do anything about it, which is a shame. But yeah, it just shows just because we kind of get sets for review doesn't mean we always have to talk about them favorably, because we literally recommended people don't buy this set until they, buy another set. There's plenty of other ones out there that aren't going to break. So what we're taking is.
Yeah, and it looks, like you said, it looks like they're. Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, just look at that. Like that's an example of it. Like the clutch power was bad, and like you can bet. So on that black plate there, or that black plate was just a regular plate, and that shows how much a Lego plate should bend. And the white and the yellow are the ones that were in the set, and that just is an unnatural amount of bending, and it caused deformation afterwards. So it's pretty crazy.
I wonder if they went 100% plant-based on this. I wonder if that has anything to do
with it. We did think about that, but we honestly don't think it's that, because maybe they could have tested it in one production plant and one batch, but I just don't know how it would have got through quality control. Like surely they would have. Like it's just crazy to me how that got to our contributor. But hey, it makes for a fun story though.
It's reddish brown brick all over again.
Yeah, it is indeed. Which apparently they fixed now. We made a post on that recently, kind of talking about how you can use bristle bricks. Use them for like parts you need hoovering up, or like wood chippings. And we were like, we need Lego to fix this, and someone commented they have. And I think they fixed it a few years ago, but you'll always get in used lots, won't you? Those old brown bricks that are just going to break. So it's definitely something you've got to be aware of.
Oh yeah. So I'm going to add my buddy Larry in. I guess he has some questions for you, if you don't mind.
Oh yeah, of course.
All right. What's up, Larry?
Hi, Larry.
Hello.
Hi.
What's going on today?
First off, I have to say, I think we have the trifecta for the best the Lego stream with the best hair. All around. I mean, look at you, beautiful guys. I mean, Alex, my God. I mean, this guy. Look at that ginger right there, man.
You know what? I have to agree, Larry. Like I was looking at pictures of Alex. I'm like, dang.
I'm telling you. I mean, and Troy.
That way.
I guess I got a Mr. Fantastic thing going on. I don't know.
I mean, he's only 25 and he's going Silver Fox on us.
Nope, 25. I wish.
I'm just saying. I am 9 days younger than Jesse, and yeah. Anyway, Alex, I got to tell you, your Your channel is my number one followed channel on Instagram.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely, and I'll tell you why. It's because with building Lego and their law of 90 degrees, we're always trying to figure out how to make our creations in such a way that are curved, are angled in ways that you've got to figure this out on your own. And your channel is a teacher to all of us on how to make things happen that we didn't think were possible. So thank you. And your reviews of the sets, I go by them almost religiously, because I'm like, if it doesn't have enough new parts, new colors, new techniques, I'm staying away. I really do. So
yeah. Oh, thank you for those kind words. It means a lot. And I mean, it comes back to, I think it just kind of goes to the whole creativity of the community, though, because we, all of the posts we make, apart from our set reviews, it's on other people's builds. We just break them down. We just show people how to do it. So it's really like it's all the community, really. And we just we love what we do, and we love that you guys love it as well. So we'll keep going for a long time, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm going back to what I said about it being approachable. Like, it's like easy. The layout is just very well done.
Thank you.
And that was one thing that really pulled me in. To the point, easy to decipher. So yeah, that's and you like Larry said, you're doing other things too. Like the set reviews, and you're covering all the bases, which is pretty uncommon if you ask me. Usually a content creator will focus on one thing more or less. At least that's what I do. I focus on custom builds, like mocks. There's no way I would be able to spend time doing set reviews or all that other stuff that you guys do. So that's great. Yeah, it's really great.
Well, I've got to say, we've only been able to kind of do more set reviews because we've only been recognized by Lego for kind of, I think, 2 years now. So not for, I hadn't been a whole duration at all. And before that, what we do is just, much what we do for, mocks, we just analyze sets and kind of do a review, but without actually having the set in hand. So it's nice we're going to have the set in hand now. But definitely, those set reviews take so long to make. Like, I'm working on one right now, and I've probably put a good 5 hours into it because just kind of, just shifting it all right, taking a photo. First, you've got to build it, but then taking the photos, and then just shifting it all right and writing the text. Like, it's so long to do, but they're really fun to do. But definitely the reason we can do those now, and in addition to all of our daily posts, our daily posts usually take about an hour, maybe an hour and a half to do. Depends how much effort we put into them. But it's just because, we've got a team of 15 people now. And 15 people sounds like a lot for one blog, but when we're doing daily posts, it's those things like the set reviews. Like, if someone's working on a set review, that will be their whole week, or maybe even 2 weeks on that set.
I totally get that. That absolutely. I mean, what you have done takes, what we do. I mean, this is my Lego studio, and I'm just having fun. Troy and I are hobbyists, and we do some YouTube stuff. You're doing it as a business. I mean, you are taking it as, this is a job. We are having to schedule and figure out how to do this and produce a quality of content that is way above and beyond what guys like us do. And hats off to you. I mean, it's brilliant every time. I had no idea that a 20-year-old was doing this with a team of 15 people. I thought this was like, some corporate office, for crying out loud. That's the quality. That is the quality that you guys put out, and that's what we see.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was pretty surprised too when I found out you were only a 20-year-old. It's just like, wow. When I was 20,
if I had YouTube when I was 20, I'd be in trouble.
Yeah, I would be doing some bad stuff.
Yeah, I'd either be rich or in jail, pretty much.
So, Larry, what's going on in your Lego world? Since you're here?
Well, I don't know. You missed the meeting earlier, so
I know.
Well, honestly, I'm working on our collaboration build for Brickworld Chicago, and I mean, you can kind of see it off over here, but you can't even interpret what's going on.
You're not going to show it. You want to keep it a secret.
Well, no, not necessarily. It's just it's so uninterpretable at this point because we're in the beginning stages. Let me switch cameras here, and so we're doing we're doing this Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness collaboration. That's what I've got so far. So
all right.
It ain't much, and I ain't got much time.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm getting there. We're working on it.
The clock is ticking.
The only other thing I can show. So my thing, I don't know if you could tell. I'm a huge Deadpool fan. I could show a little something.
Yeah, do it. Oh, there it is.
Ooh.
2 of his favorite themes right there.
Right there. It's my Deadpool speeder. Swoosh, swoosh.
Oh, brilliant! Wow.
Yeah, and we got. Oops.
Christmas.
We got Santa Pool in there.
Nice.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. Anyway, that's kind. It's kind of my thing. I'll have a couple of things at Chicago.
Are you bringing the tank?
I'm bringing the tank.
I love that thing.
I'm bringing the tank, and
that's my favorite.
I will also. I am committed to finishing my Deadpool Scout Walker, and it will be bristling with weaponry. Because that's how you do it. But
I remember live streaming with you, and you were complaining about how bad the design of the official UCS ATST was designed. Remember that?
Horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible. That thing you can't even move it without it falling apart.
Yeah.
And I had to. That particular build is a little bit bigger than mini scale, and most of the other Scout Walkers are smaller. You can fit like one minifig. So I'm doing an in between size. It's tricky. That is not a good design for any kind of a military vehicle. That thing is stupid.
Yeah.
Scout Walkers are stupid. I mean, my God. I mean,
yeah. They call
thank you, Zizou. Thank you
for a reason. It's a bit stupid, yeah.
So I've got some Deadpool I'm bringing. I've got my I've got a manta ray submarine that I'm bringing.
Interesting.
And it needed a new coral reef to be mounted on. So that's the big thing I'm working on, along with Doctor Strange.
Nice.
Very nice.
So
yeah. Talking of Brickworld Chicago, actually, we are going to have a presence tips and bricks at Brickworld Chicago. I'm not going to be there, but I think we're going to have 2 of our team members.
Yay!
So
awesome.
We've got Barbara Huel, who is she's making a really big kind of build for Juneteenth, which is a celebration of the abolition of slavery. So it's a really fantastic build. And yeah, she'll be there. I think she's also going to have some information about the holiday, because that's also what we do on Tips and Bricks. We just take a kind of unique take on like D&I topics, because we feel really strongly that the community should be an inclusive space and we should be talking about these things, because unfortunately things like bigotry and homophobia and racism do exist in the community. So we really want to be talking about those issues instead of hiding from them. So it's things like, celebrating Juneteenth. We're really excited to do a physical event as well. So definitely check in and see that.
That's really cool.
Very cool. Very cool.
We'll have to go say hello to her.
Yeah, definitely put some drop some names with Troy and
yes, I will do. I definitely will.
Larry.
That's awesome.
I gotta tell you, Alex, I am. I oftentimes go to the pick-a-brick wall with your posts in mind. I mean, I'm like, what can I do with a half a cup of skateboard wheels? You know, the little dumbbell wheels. I'm like, ooh, greebling, or the wrenches or hammers, or all of these odd pieces, and I see that stuff on what you highlight from other builders, and you bring all this creativity to the forefront and put it out to those of us that are like, how do I create this effect with? Because I mean, honestly, we're all artists. We're all sculptors. That's what I view myself. In my house. This is the Lego studio. Honey, I'll be down in the studio if you need me. This is it. I'm in the studio. I'm a sculptor. I sculpt with little plastic bricks, and I learn so much from what you do. So thank you.
Oh, my pleasure.
To branch off what Larry was talking about, it seems like you guys are very meticulous too about picking out things, because sometimes when you're just scrolling through Instagram or looking at Flickr, you're kind of just taking it all in, and you're not picking apart every single thing that they used in that build. So that's why I love it, is because sometimes I can go back and see something that I didn't see when I first looked at it and go, wow, that is great part usage, or that's a great technique that they added, because sometimes you don't actually get to see that, at first glance. So again, great stuff.
Yeah, we really just try and just go that extra mile, and just make sure we cover off all those little details, because it's like you said, you might not pick up on all of those, and especially because we have such a big team, what we do is we'll share a post for feedback within the team before we post it to the blog first, and we'll often give feedback and be like, oh, maybe point out this one as well, that kind of thing. And I think a lot of the time it also comes down to, there's so many amazing creations out there. So actually trying to pick the creations we share, there's too many to share. So we've got such a massive backlog of builds that we want to share. But no shortage of amazing techniques and part uses, which is really good.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, so awesome stuff. I don't
awesome.
know.
I'm really looking forward to seeing this Doctor Strange build. I really love the film. I even made this little vignette.
Oh, you were holding that back the whole time?
I got it out. So we obviously have the Scarlet Witch. We've got Evil Strange, Regular Strange, Rebecca Chavez with. I wanted it to come out better than it did, but it's kind of positioning lightsaber blades in like a kind of 5-point star kind of. And then Wong and obviously Zombie Strange. Just like I said, love the minifigures.
Let's see that Zombie Defender Strange up close if you can. Can you get closer with him?
I'm not sure if the lighting's very good. It kind of just uses the zombie Captain America and just combines that with a Doctor Strange minifigure.
Oh, nice. Okay. That's cool. That's cool.
Simple.
I like it.
So Troy, we worked on our star portals. This is way stronger than what we came up with before. We were using
basically just doubled
bricks.
it up. Did you just double it up?
We doubled it up.
Okay.
And they're super strong, and we won't have to be spending the entire weekend reassembling our stars, because that headlight thing it looked good, but it was so fragile. So Alex, I think I see that Gargantos above your shoulder.
Yes. Oh, that's brilliant. I love that.
Let's get you out.
What's happened to Baby Yoda? What have you done?
It's Gargantos.
Did you add the arms too?
I did add the arms. So I took all the tentacles off the bottom, and plus some little stubby plant elements.
Yeah, you didn't have that before, did you?
I didn't. No, I added those. I made sure I included his little knob.
Cool.
But and I won't lie. Other than having to build Grogu and the other set, the Doctor Strange set, converting it and mixing those two did not take a lot of time, but it worked out well. But yeah,
it's great. The stuff of nightmares right there.
Totally. So I did come up with. I think we figured out, and Jesse wanted to do 2 stars between each scene. So we'll confess, Alex, we're gonna do the multiverse, since not many people are watching. It's okay. We're gonna do some scenes from his travel through all the multiverses.
Oh, awesome.
And so, and we're doing this in California, Colorado, Maryland, and Minnesota.
Wow.
And we're going to bring it all together in Chicago.
Gosh.
And we were trying to figure out how we're going to do the star portals.
Mm.
And we had a, well, I regret to say that this is part of a star with headlight bricks. This was just, it was just way too fragile.
Mm.
And this, way better. Way
So
better.
what part does that use?
It uses the,
Gotcha. Yeah.
these are brilliant.
Yeah.
And fortunately, it was on lug bulk, and I convinced our lug to buy
Oh,
lots
that's
and
why
lots of them. Yes, yes. And that's why I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have like I think 12 of these. And
Oh, good.
so we're gonna have enough to do everybody one on each side of our base plate. So we're good.
Oh, good. So
Yeah,
I was going to ask if you had 3 for me, or how.
Oh yeah, you're done. You're good. You're
Okay,
covered.
cool.
Don't worry about
Cool.
stars. We got that.
Sweet.
So.
I've just got to say, one of the universes, there better be a Duplo universe within the mix. You got plans for that?
Oh my gosh! I was. We should have like a Fabuland. You know,
Oh, that would do.
that would be. I mean, well,
You've got
I mean,
to. There's no
we have no more
choice.
time left. But if we did, we should definitely do like
Next
Jack
time.
Stoneverse and Fabulandverse.
Just
and,
all of the themes, yeah. All of them.
oh my gosh, that would be a
That
whole
would-
different space pirates castle.
Yes. And then have Marvel
Paradisia. I mean,
figures just
oh my
like
gosh, that'd be
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
That would be
So
hilarious.
so I'm doing the landing, and I'm working on the. I mean, this isn't much, but this is the rooftop right now.
Nice.
And
You don't
Troy-
got much time, homie. You better
Dude,
get
stop
going.
it! Don't make me panic. Don't make me panic.
Groundworks are down. He's got the groundworks. He'll be fine.
I've got a week. Oh my
You got
God.
you got another
Fine.
weekend.
There's plenty of
You got
time.
another
Just
weekend.
Take work off.
I got well. You know, it's funny because I have 1 day less than I used to because I had to change my brick travel plans. Moto is going to be taking my brick 1 day earlier than I thought I would have to pack it up.
Oh.
So yeah,
Yikes.
so yeah.
Gonna have to be speedy.
Oh yeah.
I was
my
hoping
wife,
to have.
my wife understands. There's like, yeah, don't ask me to do anything around the house. I will be here in the studio building for the next week.
I've had a pretty busy week. I was hoping to have Noir completed by this mock day, but I haven't even touched it.
Oh my
I
God!
need
Oh my
to
God! What are you
finish
doing?
that out.
Just kidding. Don't mean to make.
And then the frozen one will go quick. The frozen one will go quick.
Well,
I'm not worried too much.
did you see the video I sent over to you?
The video, I just saw the 2 pictures.
Well, so New Rockstars apparently revealed that Noir's universe was Hydra.
Oh,
is
yeah.
Hydra.
Is that confirmed?
Hydra took over the world because the blimp has a big Hydra emblem on the front of it.
Does it really?
Yeah, it does.
Oh,
Yeah, so yo, get your Hydra on.
I'll have to put a little Hydra symbol on there then.
Yes, you will. You're gonna have to hide a little red skull in the background or something.
Oh yeah, I was
I got to
planning on-
figure out where I'm gonna put my Deadpool. That's my thing. I always have Deadpool hiding somewhere in my mind.
You should have him riding a dinosaur. Are you doing
Yes.
a dinosaur scene?
Yes.
He is doing a universe that could have dinosaurs in it.
Maybe. Are
Are you still doing that universe?
Which one? The Savage Line?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
I mean, it's the dinosaur.
I don't think it's
dimension.
Savage Land, but yeah, it's prehistoric.
Well,
universe.
it's about 1/2 of a second in that whole movie is the 2 dinosaurs, and you're like,
Yeah.
is that the Savage Land? Oh, well, it looks at what I can see because supposedly, as they travel through those dimensions, they're in the same place on the earth, so to speak. They're all in Manhattan, on that street corner area. And when you look at like the skeleton bone universe is probably the best example, where all the buildings are rib cages and bones, and everything is represented in a skeletal way, but it's still the same street on Manhattan. So,
how many times have you watched this movie? Because it's not out yet, is it? So you must have just been like, when that scene comes on, you're just like, right, we've got to
Larry did an illegal thing, and he
oh, exposing him on. Oh no!
I'm not gonna say what he did.
It was a small snippet. I didn't record the whole movie, but I did.
We're not sharing it around. It's all good.
I did have to record that portion, but honestly, my recording on the IMAX was not as good as New Rockstars did on their whole spiel of the different universes. So
yes,
I'm taking their image now. Mine of the landing when they stop and they're in Universe 838. And the rooftop is a more extended scene, and that's why I had to take a lot from that, because that rooftop is. I'm glad I can take all of the masonry and cover it with plants. It's a very it's a very living city sort of thing. So a lot of flowers and stuff that I'm going to be covering the walls with. So.
Should be cool. Really looking forward to the show.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing pictures.
Can't wait.
Yeah, I think so. We've had Mark, who is the owner of Brick World, on Friday Night Bricks the last 3 weeks, and we've really picked his brain on how this show is going to go, what he has planned, and kind of really got a feel of how he wants to run this show, which has been great, because he really gets the spirit of what we AFOLs are trying to do. I have heard a lot of stuff about certain conventions where it's kind of like, you get this old boys club and that kind of thing. But I don't think that Mark is like that at all. He really wants to promote everybody's creativity and let everybody have a chance to show what they can do, as well as show it to the public. Embrace all of. I mean, if you've got a chance to, Doc Sampson actually asked him a question on Friday Night Bricks. There was more of a kind of an interview question, because Doc does his own kind of channel. And he asked him about the inclusivity and the LGBTQ inclusivity thing, about how that was going to be incorporated into the convention. Mark went on for like an hour about this stuff. And
it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, he was also drinking, which is fine. It's Friday night. I'm not judging.
That doesn't surprise me either.
That's what Friday Night Bricks is about. We have it, but he really did a great job letting us know that it's just welcoming to everybody. And I did not get that feeling that I have heard about of, hey, you need to be in with certain groups. It was very cliquish and all that. I'm like, because that was my main concern. I'm coming from Denver to Chicago, which, Alex, I don't know if you understand, that's about 800 miles away from where I am. Here in the U.S., everything is very, very far away from everything else.
Yeah.
Troy is another 500 miles away from where I am from Chicago. So we're coming from great distances to do this.
Yeah, so it's got to be worth your time, and it's got to be a good event. It's got to be inclusive. It's got to be welcoming. Like,
yes,
if people have bad experiences, it's just they're not going to come back, and they're gonna. That's just not what we want, is it? We want everyone to have the same experiences as us. We want everyone just to be welcome in the community, to have a great time. That's what it's all about, isn't it? And Mark is a fantastic person. I've had the pleasure of speaking with him on a few occasions. He's actually part of the Brick Alliance. I'm not sure if you guys know.
Oh, okay. I didn't
of
know
what?
that.
So it's called the Brick Alliance. It's basically
yes,
yeah. So it's like a collaboration between Tips and Bricks, Women's Brick Initiative, Gayfoles, also Brickwell's involved, a few kind of organisations and a few individuals to try and make the community a more inclusive place. So we've got things like a website where we've got some articles on various kind of D&I topics. We actually have meetings with LEGO themselves to talk about the topic of D&I to make sure it's kind of at the forefront of their agenda. And we're doing quite a few things, like we're creating resources for user groups to become more inclusive. And actually one of our goals is to work with Mark to make, I think Brickworld, he's already doing an amazing job at making that inclusive, but what we really want to do is kind of break down all the ways he's doing that and then be able to advise other conventions on how they can do the same. Because I think there's, like you said, there's maybe some history of some people not having the best experience at conventions. I've spoken to a lot of people who have had that, and we really wanted to improve that, going forward, because it can turn a lot of people away, and it's what's keeping the community a very white male-dominated place, and we want to change that, because more diversity is only better. More builds, more people to talk to, more creativity, more part uses. There's just only benefits from welcoming more people into the community.
I think with a show that size, though, also I don't think there's going to be a way to get away from those cliquey groups, because there's just so many people in so many different walks of life that are going to be there, and it's really just about trying to get yourself out there and trying to find the people that you can relate to.
Exactly, find the groups. And I think, like you said, there are going to be those groups there, but because it's such a big event, there's also going to be lots of people just like you, us three, who want the community to be a brilliant place and who are really friendly and inclusive. And it's just about finding that pack, really. And I think, it should be a great event, and hopefully that'll be really easy to do.
Yeah,
absolutely. Because I think that, and this is what makes me devote an entire room of my house to this freaking hobby. And to spend time being creative. There's a million hobbies out there, but this particular one, I think, is I don't know if it's unique necessarily, but it is a fantastic one where people from all walks of life can join in, and if we can just say, hey, we have something in common. It doesn't matter what our background is. We can appreciate what you create, and it doesn't have to go further than that. And we can make friends with people that maybe we don't normally become friends with because of whatever. But I have made some fantastic friends that I never would have even come across. I'm a pretty open guy, but I think that a lot of people that maybe not so open might open themselves up to these other people because they're as creative as they are, even though they come from different backgrounds as well.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, 100%.
Awesome stuff. Well, I think we might end the stream at this point. We usually do around an hour show, but thank you two guys for coming on for MOCday. I really appreciate you guys, especially you, Alex. It's probably a little after 1 a.m. for you over there in the UK.
Seriously,
so again,
it is. We're
dude,
fine.
I just cannot appreciate how much we appreciate you being here and coming and sharing stuff. I mean, you're awesome. You are.
You even
awesome.
showed Mox. That
right?
put you over the top for me. So thank you guys very much, Larry. Can't wait to see you at Chicago. It's gonna be awesome.
Me and Troy get to meet for the first time in the RL as the kids call it.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
Make sure you get a picture of you two together.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's going to be any picture taking because we're going to be, I'll buy you a drink, you buy me a drink, and we're, it might not be pretty.
Yeah, you gotta get past that stage.
I don't think Jesse and Mel will allow me to lead the pack as far as drinks go this time. I think they will. They're gonna push me out.
I was a sailor, right? I might have to
Oh,
take
well.
the lead on that one.
Well, I'll be right there with you then, buddy.
And apparently Jesse has some kind of BS rule about a two-drink limit, and I don't even know what that's about. So
Yes. See, that's
Why
what I'm
not?
talking about. That's what I'm talking about. But we love
some
you, Jesse.
pints
You
will
do
be
you.
shared.
Do you. Jesse can do whatever you wants.
That's right. I really don't want to live this whole weekend in a hangover, so I'm gonna.
No, no.
I
It'll
want to
be
have
like
fun, but not too much fun.
it'll be one night maybe, and that's it.
Maybe that. Maybe
One
that.
good night. One good night.
There you go.
All right, guys. Everybody in the chat. Thanks for. Oh, you know what? Zizu had one AFOL question for you, Alex, before you go, if you don't mind.
Yeah, of course.
Favorite set?
Ooh,
Oh,
good question. I mean,
tough question.
it used to be the Ultimate Collector Series Slave 1. Like, that's just a fantastic set, amazing, just techniques. I think probably the two that have come close recently are the Ninjago Gardens, which
That's
is
a
again
great
fantastic set. Like, the design is packed in
Mhm.
so many details. They literally like challenge themselves to include as many different roof designs as possible, which I just think is so awesome. But then really recently I built the R2d2 set, and probably a bit biased just because I love R2d2, but that is an
Yeah.
amazing set. And yeah, the improvements they made from the previous model as well were just fantastic. So yeah, out of those three, one of those three, or maybe all of those three.
The little lightsaber inside. That was great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great lightsaber.
In my opinion, screw the Jedi. R2D2 has saved the galaxy.
Oh yeah, no, he's the
over
real
and
hero.
over and over and over. Yeah, R2 is
No, he
the
is.
man.
Yeah, he's the real hero out of the entire
Doesn't get
Star
enough
Wars
credit, does
franchise.
he? Does not
Yeah.
get enough credit.
Yeah, you're right. Anyways, we're gonna let Alex go.
Cool.
End the stream finally here. Thanks
Cool.
everybody for popping in. We got Brick Hive showing up. What's up? Zizu's kicking it in there still. We had Larry still with us. Thank you, Larry, for joining us at the very end there.
Hey,
showing
it
off.
it was a privilege to join you. Thank you, Troy, for inviting
All right.
me, and thank you for letting me be on the same screen as Alex. My gosh,
Oh, no problem.
I would love to meet you in real life, man. You have done
Definitely.
some amazing things. I love your stuff. Love your
Oh,
stuff.
thank you. Well, it's been great to speak with you, Larry, and you too, Troy. Thanks so much for inviting me on. It's been
Oh,
a real blast.
absolutely.
Have to do it again sometime maybe, and just
Oh, yeah.
another casual chat.
Maybe we'll see each other at a convention sometime.
Yes,
And
that would
with
be
that,
brilliant.
Here is the convention schedule. If you want to head out to a show and meet people like Larry or Alex, unfortunately I only have the United States at the moment, but Alex is going to push me now to update
Right.
this and include
You're going
the entire
international,
world.
buddy.
So
Next stage.
everybody have a great day, and we'll see you next time Monday at 6 p.m. next week Pacific.
Yeah, you're gonna have to add Brickfest Live to in November. They're coming to Colorado Springs, which is close to Denver. About.
Do I need to update? I'll update it.
No, I mean, like I said, that's gonna be November, so you're not quite there on your schedule. You're up to September, but they'll be out here again.
All right. See you guys.
See ya.
No, wait. I'm staying.
Well, I'm here. I'm not going anywhere.